And then there are the rules. While the Republican Rules Committee just voted to keep the old rules, some delegates fear those rules could make it easier for the chairman and other folks at the top to insert a more establishment-friendly candidate, meaning somebody other than Trump or Cruz, in case no one arrives at the convention with more than 1,237 candidates. Here to weigh in, Sabrina Schaefer, Independent Women's Forum Executive Director, and Fred Barnes is back with us. So, Sabrina, we just put up the poll a little while ago. 68%, almost 70% of Republican voters think that the old rules shouldn't apply this time, that, in fact, the candidate who has clearly the plurality of votes should be the one to become the nominee. Should they get their way?
Well, here's the thing, David. Whether he realizes it or not, I think Donald Trump is giving Americans a little bit of a civics lesson. The reality is we don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic, and both political parties have the ability to sort of set the rules all along the way, right? They determine if they're going to have a primary or a caucus. They determine who can vote in their state. They choose delegates. And then all of this plays out on a national stage come this summer. Whether or not you like Trump or you like Cruz or Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton, the reality is this is the system. It's the federalist system,
yeah, but Sabrina,
and that's the bigger story.
It may be the system, but systems change, particularly when 70% of the members of that particular party think it should change. Fred, are those people's views important at all in this process?
Well, I think they're important, but look, the candidate who comes the closest to winning a majority as we head into the convention is the person who has the best chance of winning.
You made an interesting phrase there. You said comes the closest. Does that mean somebody below 1237 could become the nominee?
Well, it's not going to be, no. What I'm saying is that person would have a better chance of getting enough delegates to picking them up before the convention starts. You know, there are plenty of unpledged delegates. There are candidates like Marco Rubio has 173 or 4 delegates that he's holding on to negotiate. Because he has a better chance of getting the nomination. Somebody who's way back, like John Kasich, he doesn't have any strength in negotiating.
Fred, we talked about this before. The party leaders, I view them as being completely shell-shocked after New York. Just kind of, what happened? You know, it's like, do they know where to go from here?
They don't know, so there's nowhere for them to go. You know, they're having this meeting in Florida, and the best guess is they're not going to really do anything over the 4 days they're there. What is there for them to do?
Well, Sabrina, I know what Hillary's crew is doing. Her super PAC has at least pledges, cash and pledges of up to $140 million. That's a lot of cash. They're putting together a platform now, and some Republicans are actually sounding like Democrats and going after Trump, saying, you know, the thing is, that what scares us is he's out of control. And the whole ad campaign that Hillary's going to focus on will be just that. And she may have some Republicans there with her, maybe in the background, supporting that idea that Trump is an out-of-control guy and you don't want him as president.
Well, certainly, as Guy pointed out a few minutes ago, I mean, there are a lot of Republicans and a lot of voters who simply don't want Trump, and there is definitely an effort to try to stop him. Whether or not they've been effective, it appears that they have not. In fact, it may have been having a backlash effect. But I have a feeling that Hillary Clinton is going to be doing the rigorous research that's necessary to make sure that she can beat Donald Trump. I don't put it past Donald Trump to be able to beat Hillary Clinton, but I know that they are going to give it their all on the Democrat side.
Although, just remember, folks, how little impact money has had in this past year of a campaign. It's extraordinary. Jeb Bush had all the money in the world, didn't help him a bit. And, of course, look at how Bernie came up, and in the end, Trump may do it with a very little amount of money spent. Sabrina and Fred, thank you very much, guys. Good to see you both.
You're welcome.
Queen Elizabeth celebrating her 90th birthday today, becoming the first British monarch to reach that milestone. The Queen posing with the youngest members of the royal family in honor of the day. She holds the smallest of the bunch, 11-month-old great-granddaughter, Princess Charlotte, in her lap. So cute.
So cute. I don't like the monarchy, but I like her.
You were gonna say that.
I don't like the whole idea of the monarchy. She and her mother were great, but the monarchy, the heck with it. All right, Hillary Clinton.
Thank you.
That's how I feel. Winning more delegates than Sanders in states that he won. Next, a Bernie supporter who is blasting the system for poisoning the party.
3 million people in New York State, 3 million people who registered as independents did not have the right to participate in the Democratic or Republican. That really is not democracy.
If you're up $600 with your stocks today, why can't you just let me $5?
It's not real money. Interactive Brokers lets you use their platform and practice with a paper trading account. But otherwise, everything looks real. Just open an account and try it yourself.
What's the point if it isn't real, dummy?
With all that practice and 10 years full of lots of money. Do you want to walk me home, Skippy? You could show me how to do that simulated trading.
These guys represent blood cells. If you have AFib not caused by a heart valve problem, Pradaxa helps stop blood cells from pooling in the heart, forming a clot which can travel to the brain and cause a stroke. Pradaxa was better than warfarin at reducing stroke risk in a study. In the rare event of an emergency, Pradaxa has a specific reversal treatment to help you clot normally again.
Pradaxa is not for people who have had a heart valve replacement. Don't stop taking Pradaxa without talking to your doctor. Stopping increases your risk of stroke or blood clots. Ask your doctor if you need to stop Pradaxa before